Hello everyone, welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini-episode, today we're going to be looking at some very weird phenomena. I have some great stories today. One involving Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer and aliens, and another story involving, once again, the Chicago Mothman. Let's get into the first article. Did Oppenheimer and Einstein warn of alien contact in a secret report from Princeton and Los Alamos? Let's get into the article now. In the mid-20th century, two of the most influential physicists in history were shaping the atomic age from Princeton, New Jersey, and Los Alamos, New Mexico. A controversial document attributed to them suggests they may have also contemplated extraterrestrial contact and the legal future of humanity. If authentic, its implications reach far beyond physics and into the foundations of global law and disclosure. Let's read the actual article now. A while ago, I received information concerning a 6-page memorandum allegedly written by American theoretical physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer and German theoretical physicist Albert Einstein. The document was reportedly titled Relationship with Inhabitants of Celestial Bodies. According to the material provided, the memorandum addressed the possibility of contact with intelligent non-human beings and examined the legal and philosophical consequences of such an encounter. The text suggested that relationships with extraterrestrial men would not pose fundamentally new problems under international law. However, confronting intelligent beings not of the human race would pose unprecedented challenges. To say the least, folks, that I do agree with. But let's continue with the article. The document stated that communication would be the first requirement. Establishing a shared language would be essential, followed by determining whether these beings possessed a psychology comparable to that of humans. Without such common ground, meaningful interaction would be nearly impossible. It was reportedly proposed that international law would need to evolve into a new framework, possibly called a law among planetary peoples. The authors suggested that traditional international law, as then conceived, would not be sufficient to govern relationships between humanity and another intelligent species. If extraterrestrial beings possessed culture and political organization, they would have the right to be recognized as independent and sovereign peoples. Humanity, in that case, would need to negotiate legal agreements establishing mutual regulations and accept certain principles from the visiting civilization. The document also addressed defense. If these beings rejected peaceful cooperation and posed an imminent threat to Earth, legitimate defenses would be justified, but only to the degree necessary to neutralize that danger. Perhaps the most provocative line in the memorandum stated that the presence of unidentified spacecraft flying in our atmosphere and possibly maintaining orbit around Earth was accepted by the military. The broader implication suggested that public disclosure of extraterrestrial presence could destabilize society and belief systems worldwide. Governments aware of such consequences would opt for secrecy rather than risk irreversible cultural shock. The memorandum also questioned whether a technologically superior civilization might claim the right to occupy another celestial body. It raised concerns about exploitation, privilege among spacefaring states, and the ethical consequences of interplanetary expansion. Indeed, folks, if these beings basically say that they have the right to come here and take us over, do we have any right to stop them? Perhaps they do have the right, though we would probably fight against it as hard as we could if aliens did come to invade us, folks. But then again, what about we ourselves? If we were in the position to take over another planet, would we do the same to them? And not just as a consequence of another alien race invading us, so we basically learned that basically invading other planets is just fine, folks, but because, really, is there any legal framework to stop us or another race from just invading another, basically less advanced species out in space? It basically beggars the question. Either way, let's move on to the next article and we'll discuss it and this article in a little more depth. Let's get into a red-eyed, clicking, chirping winged man-bat reported near O'Hare International Airport in Bensenville, Illinois, and hear how the Chicago Mothman has once again been seen, folks. Let's get into this article now and hear exactly what happened. Let's continue. In late April 2022, two independent witnesses in Bensenville, Illinois, reported encounters with a large winged entity displaying identical auditory and visual characteristics. Both incidents occurred within minutes of each other and less than a mile apart near O'Hare International Airport. The convergence of location, sound, and physical description raises important questions about an ongoing and persistent aerial phenomena in this region. On Thursday night, April 28, 2022, at approximately 10:30 p.m., Central Daylight Time, a male witness employed by an industrial equipment rental company returned to his company yard after completing a pickup after unloading a man lift from his trailer. He noticed movement near a row of storage containers positioned along the back of the property. Believing someone might be trespassing or attempting theft, the witness retrieved a large mag-light flashlight from his truck and walked toward the containers. As he approached, he saw a tall figure standing atop one of the containers. When he shone his flashlight upward, he was met with a pair of bright red eyes staring directly at him. At an estimated distance of 12 feet, the witness described the entity as approximately 6 to 7 feet tall, thin in build, and resembling what he referred to as a man-bat. The area was partially illuminated by yard lighting, allowing him to briefly observe the creature's form. As he continued forward, the witness began hearing a rapid series of clicking and chirping sounds coming from the entity. He compared the noise to World War II-era military clickers, often called crickets, used by Allied soldiers, but noted that the sound was louder, faster, and more intense. Suddenly, the entity emitted another burst of clicking and took flight, lifting off from the container and flying north. The witness immediately retreated to his truck, parked it, and then ran to his personal vehicle near the main building. He reported overwhelming fear, including the sensation that something might swoop down and attack him. Even after arriving home, he remained in his car for several minutes before entering his residence. The following day, after researching similar reports online, the witness contacted Phantoms and Monsters, provided a detailed statement. Throughout the interview process, he remained consistent, corrected any attempts at embellishment, and showed no signs of exaggeration. There was also another account, residential overflight, so let's read that as well, folks. That same night at approximately 10:30 p.m., a female witness arrived home in a residential neighborhood in Bensonville. As she exited her vehicle, she heard an unusual chirping and clicking sound that she described as almost dolphin-like. Looking up, she saw a large winged creature flying above her house and the nearby trees. The entity was thin, with slow, deliberate wing beats, and possessed bright, glowing red eyes. She estimated its altitude at roughly 40 feet, well above the height of the surrounding homes. Having lived in the area for over 12 years, the witness stated she was familiar with local wildlife and bats, but emphasized that this creature was significantly larger than anything else she had ever seen. The entity continued flying over adjacent homes and disappeared into the night within seconds. She attempted to retrieve her phone to take a photograph, but the entity vanished before she could. The following morning, neighbors across the street confirmed that they had also seen the object and asked her about it. Despite her husband suggesting it may have been a large bird with reflective eyes, the witness remained certain that what she observed did not match any known animal. Here's a picture made by the two witnesses from various details that they basically contribute, folks. As you can see, what they saw looks like basically both Mothman and some large bat-like entity, literally the man-bat, almost, from basically DC Comics, as it were, folks. Either way, what were these entities? Were they really Mothman? From the fact that they both had red glowing eyes, basically is reminiscent of basically the original Mothman accounts from the 1960s, folks. But the fact that it looked more like a bat rather than a bird is basically different from those accounts as well. So what do we make of it, folks? As well with what Oppenheimer and Einstein basically have to say about basically contact with alien beings. How if they're basically more human-like, we could probably reason with them, but if they're truly non-human, a new framework will have to basically be made to basically understand each other. In fact, that could basically be said with Mothman, because people have said that it's a non-human alien entity, perhaps interdimensional or maybe ultra-terrestrial, and the same thing and the same logic could apply with basically contact with such entities as well, including basically other cryptid-like entities. Indeed, if they prove to basically be of an intelligent, race as well. Let's say that basically Bigfoot is an intelligent alien race, folks. He's come here to learn and basically study us. The fact that we might need new frameworks to learn about him and other such beings might be necessary. Either way, folks, we're now at the end, so please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. You can use the YouTube link down below in the descriptions or the chat to go subscribe me. Hit that like button for me. Make sure you're still subscribed. Leave some comments down below. Hit that bell for notifications. Make sure to hit the part of the bell. They'll give you all future notifications, and please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video. So be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.